Welcome to Talk Rice to Me. I am your host, Jesse.
Mike,
Jay,
What year are you? Junior?
I'm a senior.
You're a senior? Okay, so this is good for you because you're right at the cusp. Do you think dating is easier in college, or do you think dating will be better easier after college?
Probably after.
You think after?
why do you think is after?
Bro, college, it's just like one mistake, right? One fuck up, and then everyone knows about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone knows about it. Like, if you're in any Asian orgs or any orgs at all, it just spreads like wildfire.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay. That is very true.
Okay. So do you want to take the cake or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. I think that it's about 50-50 and it depends on certain factors like your social skills, right? I think that in college, you're in so much more closer proximity to people that you can meet more people easier because you're seeing these people all the time, right? The moment you graduate college and you enter the real world, it gets harder because you have a job now, so you got responsibilities, so you have less time to actually date. And the thing is that, like, I'm telling you, like, the dating game in college and the dating game like post college are two separate beasts. I would compare it to, like, college is like a pond, right? And all the fishies in the pond, right? When you enter the real world, it's like you swimming in an ocean now. There's bigger fish, like guys and girls that you thought was bad in college, right? The moment you hit the real world, you're like, they weren't even shit, yo. You like, oh dang, like I thought they was like a 10 or like a 9 or like something up there, but then you see in real world, like, dang, that's a real baddie. They was just like above average, like just keeping it real.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. You haven't experienced like outside of college life yet, but do people around that 22 to 24-year-old range even go out anymore? Like go out to bars and clubs anymore?
Funny you said that. I was just at Illinois, like today.
Okay.
I was at the bar last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Okay, they do. Okay. That was part one of my question. But I think it's about 50-50. Depends on what type of person you are.
Yeah.
If you're someone who's not afraid to, like, what is the saying? Eat where you shit, basically.
Yeah.
If you're not afraid to do that, then it's probably a little bit easier in college because you're like, psh, you know, you like everyone knows. Yeah, you're like, I don't care. On to the next. I'm not saying I've done this, but I've known some people. They'd be like, I don't care. I'll date her friend, and then I'll date her friend's friend, and then her friend's friend, and then her friend's friends. Some people do that. Some people can't do that, so it's harder in college because some schools, the orgs are very small. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
VC, I was just saying, VCU is kind of nice. Okay, y'all got a good Asian population.
Yeah, but like they all.
Maybe you just gotta find the person who only shows up to like one meeting a year. Like you gotta find the person who's interested but not committed. Okay. And then for after college, it's like Jesse says, I enjoyed it more after college, right? Because growing up, Jesse and I, we were around like Asians. So when I moved to Nova, I was like, holy
There's so many.
there's so many. There's so many. It's like, oh my God, there's like so many fish in the sea. Like you realize the world is so much bigger. It feels huge. Like, all right, so you feel college is small, right? Once you get out of college, if you decide to move to New York or wherever you decide to go, maybe you decide to do more modeling and you meet more people, you're like, wow, the world is humongous, man. There's so many people out there.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to accept that, yes, after college is definitely better.
But you also got to realize one thing. You're talking about everything so small in college. That's how it is everywhere.
Yeah.
You stay in somewhere long enough, it's going to feel small.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it's like that thing is like irrelevant. They're kind of like irrelevant because that feeling is just like, it's kind of like a universal truth.
Yeah.
But you know, like how you said, like how like, when you like grow up and you start working, right? You have a job. You focus on that because in college you focus about other people's dramas.
That is true. You have more time for other people's BS.
Yeah.
I thought about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Right?
You're right.
But like once you get a job, they're like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. You probably like after college or after class, you probably just chill with your boys and you just talk about what happened last weekend. Who's fighting with who's, random stuff like that. Yeah, you're right.
I will say there's another element when it comes to like post college versus pre college is that I think that the that the level of effort that you have to put in pre-college is less. Like you can do less in college because like they're not as experienced with a lot of different things and the standard is so much more lower. I feel like in college, it's more like, let's just hang out and at least do one thing and at least another thing. And next you know you're dating.
You just meet someone at a house party, you fill up their drink with beer, you take a shot with them, then next thing you know, you're dating them or something like that.
Go to a dining hall, get some dinner together. You don't gotta pay nothing much. But once you hit the real world, bro, it's a whole different like animal because now people got expectations, right? Like you go out, oh dang, this person treated me out to a nice little date. They're in the restaurants like this, and they set a precedence for you. And now every single guy that they date had to meet that expectation.
But that's why you gotta go off of personality and just hope for the best.
Yeah, but it's like
personality. You mean? Never mind.
No, bro, that's what I do. That's what I try my best to do, bro.
You go off personality.
Yeah, for myself, bro.
You're a W mans. Because a lot of guys will not say that.
No, like, bro, I don't want the girl to think I'm rich or some shit.
You're
bro,
W man.
bro, I can. You think I can buy her like jewelry on the first day, and then she gonna be expecting that?
Okay.
Nah, bro, I'm broke. I'm
gonna give you a hint. Don't buy a girl gifts until y'all official, and
Exactly.
only buy those gifts if it's a birthday, if it's a anniversary, maybe a Christmas, but. At the same time, if you start dating in November, you don't got to give them a crazy gift in Christmas, all right? But like if you start dating in January, okay, Christmas might be a big deal, but that's just how I see it.
Just like when I said that people in college have lower expectations because they're not exposed to as many things in life, right?
Yeah.
And then after you graduate, you experience more, so you expect more, right? That comes with dating as well. Like if you're going on a first date, you're taking a girl to like a $200 dinner, like an omakase dinner, you are just screwing up right there. Because if you take a girl on an omakase dinner or like some type of super expensive Italian dinner that costs hundreds of dollars, but just to impress them, you have to meet that expectation every single time after that.
Facts.
So you have to like kind of not set the bar low, but set it at an acceptable level for a first date. Or like a first like hangout or whatever, and then you have to slowly work your way up.
Mm-hmm.
You can't shoot way too high because then you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot because like you take that girl on like I said on like a $100, $200 person omakase dinner, bro. You got to take her to that type of like standard every single time moving forward.
No, but it's also like depends on who you're going for, cause like some girls aren't like that where they're like, oh, thank you for treating me out, but you don't always have to keep doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
You're right.
I feel bad, right?
You're right.
But also, I feel like the first date is like where you feel people out, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, like when the checks come and you know how it's like guys have to pay.
Yeah.
Am I like the only one that's like, I like the girl like trying to pay for it too? And I'm just like, yeah.
No, you're right. When a girl tries to pay, then you're like, okay, you know, she's not, you give her extra brownie points. Not that you expect her to pay, but just the attempt.
Yeah.
It matters.
It's like a respect thing. It's like they're outwardly showing gratitude that you're actually like putting that effort in because you know what, like this is not expected, but I appreciate your gratitude that I'm actually doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But like when girls like expect guys to pay and just like don't do anything about it and just like look at the guy to pay, it just like irks me, man.
You're talking about like taking people on dates and stuff like that in college right now, or like for like you or like maybe your peers. Where do people even like meet people these days? Like where's the majority of people like me? How are y'all meeting?
Oh, so like gym, volleyball. For me, it's just gym, volleyball. When I work at my restaurant job,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like making boba and shit, like girls walking in.
Oh,
They're kind of crazy with it. I had girls like sign a piece of paper, give it to me, get their friends to deliver it. Knock on the window and be like, "You're so hot." Like I'm like, "Thank you."
You picked the best job to find.
But it wasn't like boba before. It was like dumplings, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. You picked Asian restaurants.
Yeah.
You know, my man is target marketing out here, man. I see you.
Yeah, and then like, but yeah, and then sometimes yeah, and then you just go from there, you know.
so yours sounds like is mostly like in person.
Yeah.
You mostly meet people in person. Okay. What about people, I guess, around you in college? What do you think is the same way for them? Is it mostly in person? how they meet new people.
Yeah. Or they like at parties,
Okay.
or they like slide into someone's DMs.
Okay. So people do be sliding DMs like that.
Not me, bro. I'm so bad.
I've seen your DM slides. Don't lie.
No, they're horrible, bro. No, I don't know what you're talking about. They're horrible.
Or what about dating apps? Do people use dating apps a lot in
Oh
college?
yeah.
What's the app that most people use in college?
If you just want hookups, I think Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
But Tinders have a lot of fakes. But I think like Hinge, if you want to like marry someone.
Oh, that's what your mindset is. Hinge to marry somebody, and then Tinder to hook up.
Yeah, Hinge is the app to delete, man.
Wow, you were a okay. I respect that.
Okay. See, my thing is I use Hinge because it's more real. And then I think I would agree. I think people are more serious on Hinge.
Yeah.
But then Tinder, like I used Tinder for a month and I deleted it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, it's not.
it's terrible. I haven't used Tinder in 8 years. It's ridiculous out there.
But I do like Hinge because of the prompts.
Yeah.
It's like it shows your personality, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
But I can show you guys mine right now. It's kind of troll.
Let everyone, let's read one Hinge prompt y'all got. I'm intrigued. What is y'all Hinge prompts?
Okay. Together we could rob homeless people.
Ooh.
Yeah, right,
Okay.
What's another one? Which other-
I fall for you if we gladiator fight in the middle of a target.
Hey, your here's props are witty.
Which
Yeah.
is what are your Hinge prompts?
Mine are very boring.
Let's hear them. Let's hear one.
Look at this. It's like the moment I knew my modeling career was over, and this is the walk.
Oh shh.
It's the moment I knew my modeling career was over. Patrick took that.
I remember that.
I think mine is like I go crazy for sweets and desserts.
Oh, I said I go crazy for sushi in Minecraft.
Okay, see, I go crazy for sweets and desserts, and I got another one is oh no, I think it's sweets and old school R&B.
Okay.
I think my other one is I can't even remember, man. Mine are kind of boring.
Damn.
That's probably why I don't get no matches.
You gotta, I feel you gotta make it a little, like one of mine was unusual skills. I said lying about my zodiac sign, so we are compatible.
See, that's witty.
And then another one I had was, I might put it back on. I said our first date, or like together we could go on a date and make TikToks about how terrible it was.
Y'all got it good.
And then the last one I put is, sometimes you put like controversial opinions to piss people off, just to make them say something. So I'll be like, most controversial opinion, I'll be like, no one can pull off bangs.
Ah.
So then someone, all right, this is not, I haven't done this anymore, but someone's like, what about me? I bet I can pull off, or do I pull off bangs? Or they say something like that.
Yeah, prove it right now.
Yeah, like prove it. Let's see. If something's random, something like that. You just want them to say something.
Yeah.
What's the one that most people I guess reply to?
Rob homeless people, bro. They go crazy for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like why? I don't get.
No,
I
I
don't get
think
it.
it's just showing you that you have like some type of personality.
Yeah.
And that you're not taking it too serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta make it's like crass humor.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like I think like everyone's like there's a lot of attractive people in the world, but then finding someone with like a personality
Yeah.
and that you can also find attractive is like yeah.
I agree. I agree.
That is true. That is true.
Especially on dating apps, right? There's always like hotter people.
Okay.
But like you gotta go for the people that just like that you also find attractive, but that your personality also match.
I get you.
Wait,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you then. Would you rather pick a girl who's a 9 but a 5 personality, or a girl who's a 7 but a 7 personality?
Yeah.
Okay.
The personality
wait.
matters so much.
Nah.
So like on a scale from 1 to 10, the personality is a 7, but she's also in appearance a 7. So
Okay.
I know that's not how it's supposed to be, but grand total is like 14, right? Or would you rather have a girl who's a 9, but her personality is a 5, but grand total she's still a 14?
7 and 7.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I think like okay, like sex gets boring after a while,
Okay.
but like the personality when you're with someone, it's just like after sex, like what are you supposed to do?
True.
It's just like the personality matters
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. The ones you can just joke around talking about robbing homeless people
Yeah,
about.
bro, like you ever seen the meme like microwave like the honey buns and like throwing it at homeless people?
I've never seen that,
It's
but
horrible, but it makes me laugh each time.
I didn't know people did that. But all right, since we're talking about like Hinge and dating apps and like I guess like people personalities, since you're Gen Z, right? I'm a millennial. You're Gen Z.
Yeah.
Tell me how Gen Z people be rizzing people up. Like, what's your go-to move, or like what's some game that like people that like your friends be doing?
Bro, I don't know. I think I'm like really bad with like pulling people, like in the sense of like starting conversations.
Everyone who's good at pulling says they're bad at pulling.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
But like, I'm pretty sure like if you guys like, I don't know. I think like pretty privilege is definitely a thing.
Okay.
Okay, there was one time I tried to flirt for my friend on his dating app, right? And I was like, you want to grab dinner? And she just said no and then unmatched. I realized after that I was like, bro, it sucked so bad because that girl matched with me later on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then she was so talkative. And I was like, you fake ass.
So for her, it was just purely looks.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, why you gotta treat me? It's like, why you gotta treat me differently, man? I'm the same person.
Do you think Rizz also has to do with like having being good looking can also be Rizz?
Yeah, like unspoken Rizz.
Yeah.
Unspoken Rizz.
So
You're
like-
just that good looking.
Yeah. So what's your game like?
Like on dating apps or
Just
just
in
person?
general, like if you were hypothetically single and you were trying to like get a woman, what's your game?
On dating apps, I would be like, you know, like the Backstreet Boys. It's like there's like you are my fire. That song.
Oh,
Yeah, like, and then like I would just like hope they sing it back too.
So you be doing that like singing thing where you do a line, they do a line.
Yeah,
you do a line,
yeah,
they do a
yeah.
line. Oh, so that works.
Yeah,
How many times have you pulled that off though?
I think it's like 9% success rate.
90?
Yeah.
You heard it. Hey, hit him with the song and the dating apps.
No, like it's like no, I do it.
I
That's
know.
what-
I'm saying,
Yeah,
I'm
you do that on Instagram because you can't send voice
On
messages.
Hinge, you can send it on Hinge.
You send voice messages on
Yeah.
Hinge.
Oh, so wait, you don't type it, you literally sing it?
Yeah. Or no, like I think like for Hinge, I think going with the intention of getting something is never really good. I think it's just like the journey is like should be the intention, right?
Uh-huh.
Like having fun.
Yes.
So like when I made a Hinge or like any dating app, my whole intention, right, was just to say dumb random shit and just have fun. And then it like been working out really well.
That's facts. Yes. Yeah, you're right. The more fun you have with it, the better.
Yeah, like even like my profile, like I just drew random pictures and I just hope for the best.
That's good. All right. So that's your Rizz. Yeah. How about like your friends? Like what their Rizz like? Like, you got any notable ones?
Bro, I think my friends my friends are really shy.
Really?
Yeah. They do like thing where like they just texted. They texted me like 4 minutes. It took them 4 minutes to reply, so it'll take 8 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. And like I'm a firm believer of fuck that shit. So like in my mind, I'm like, if I see the text, I'm gonna text you back right away. Cause I'm like, I'm not trying to waste any time for anything.
Wait, question. Do you think so amongst you and your friends, do a lot of people be doing like be waiting to text back, or do most people in your generation like text back immediately?
It just depends on the person.
Okay, so
Some people are just horrible texters.
I feel like people like that's like a learned thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like this is just my perspective. I think that when you're younger, like people aren't like doing the whole like wait to text like that. But as you get older and you have more breakups and you get through more BS, that's where you start learning those games. Like I'm gonna take a little while to like reply back.
Like, get them to grow attached to me, you know?
I feel like it's a two-way street though, because I think you're right, but I also think some people need to do it because if not, they be like talking too much, maybe love bombing too much, maybe being too pressed. Like, you know how you're like, oh, I'm just want to have fun. But some people, they be like, yeah, I just want to have fun. And the next thing you know, they're confessing their love for somebody. So they need that time to not text them back, to not look too desperate.
But I'm just saying, Jay, 10 years ago when we were in college, Jay,
Yes.
think about how you was texting. You was a lot more like, you texted with the higher frequency than you did like
I did.
later on
I did.
after.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Like,
right.
because that's what I'm saying. Like, it's different when you're in college. It's like you're not as experienced. So you're like, oh, they text you, I'm texting them back.
Yeah.
But I also think it's just like the text, like what you text matters too, right?
For sure.
Like valid, like thought out like conversations instead of just like saying like, hi, what you doing? Nothing much. What you doing?
Yeah.
I don't.
just-
Okay,
It doesn't go. You're right. That doesn't
It
really
goes
go anywhere.
nowhere,
That
but
doesn't
it's
go
like,
anywhere.
It's a lot of nothing.
Yeah. I get what you mean. You want to be like, oh, You want to like dive deeper into their what they're feeling.
But that's also like a learned thing too. Because okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, my freshman year, I had a huge crush on this girl in my major. We had every class together. Okay,
Every class.
we were both engineering majors.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, we had every.
Where did she go, man?
Huh?
Where did she go?
I messed up.
Oh.
I had just gotten a cell phone like maybe like 2 years ago. I did not know how to text, and I was never the type of person I'd be texting people like that. Right? I knew nothing, just green as hell. Right? And so like I was like, dude, I think that girl's kind of cute. I'm gonna get this girl's number. You know, it started off as me like when we leave, I would like wait for her and I'd walk out the building with her and then go my separate ways. So basically, I'm like next to her every single day. I did this for an entire semester.
Damn.
An entire semester. Like, mind you, this was almost 14 years ago. This is 2009, well, my freshman year.
Instagram wasn't even around, bro.
Yeah, Instagram wasn't even around.
Wait, what phone was this?
I had an iPhone.
Oh,
I had like the
the fourth?
This is like the first iPhone.
No, I had the second iPhone.
This is the second iPhone.
I had the second iPhone, okay? And I remember I would walk out with this girl. Like I would like we would leave class and I'll wait. And like it got to a point where she would sit next to me and like we would just leave and walk and just talk about nothing. And I'm like texting her because in my mind back then it's like, oh, let's go. I'm gonna text this girl. So I'm like texting this girl immediately. Every time she texts me, I text her. Every time she texts me, I text her. And then we just and then like we would talk about literally nothing, like literally freaking nothing. We're just texting just to text.
Yeah.
Right? I'm thinking back now. I'm like, dude, what was the point in that?
You did so much just for no progress.
But the thing was, I think that after that, I stopped doing that, like texting immediately. It's kind of it's like a learned thing.
What happened to her? You never
How you
answered my
messed up?
question.
How
What
you
happened
messed
to her?
up?
Let me think. So I think, summer break happened.
Oh.
Right. And then so she was like, hey, because come visit me sometime. And I was like, sure, you can come visit me sometime too. We just like I said, we only did was text, nothing ever like we never like escalate beyond that. And then I think like a couple weeks into summer break, I texted her and then like she like never responded. And then back then Facebook was a bigger thing. And it turns out I saw her on Facebook, she posted her with the commands.
Dang.
Oh.
Yeah, so
You waited too long?
bro, I was so green, I just didn't know.
Yeah.
So it's different. But
You didn't use like AOL Instant Messenger back then, did
no,
you?
nothing.
Just messaging app?
You never messaged. So going to college was like basically when you started learning how to text people.
Yes. Because think about like
Dang.
I'm in the generation where like texting had just started and stuff. Actually, I was late to the texting game because I didn't get a phone till halfway through my junior year in college and high school.
Oh, I see.
So like I basically went through my entire high school career without a cell phone. So I did not know how to use a cell phone.
That's true.
But I don't think a lot of people knew how to use cell phones back then. But you didn't even use because you didn't even use AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah.
I did.
You did?
I did.
I
I didn't use it a lot, but I did use it.
because that's where I learned how to text people. I was on that joint every night messaging people.
The only reason why I had AOL Instant Messenger was like I started it in 8th grade after I graduated 8th grade to talk to this girl I had a chick on.
Yep.
Right? The only reason why I used it was I used AOL Instant Messenger was to talk to this chick because like we were huge crush on this chick in middle school.
I freaking knew it.
Huge.
Man, this
And then,
story is like repeating itself.
Yeah. A huge crush. And she hit me with you should get an AOL Instant Messenger guys so I can talk to you at night. I'm like, hey, say less. I'm downloading when I get home. Yeah. Hey, listen, my dad only lets me use the internet from like 9 to 10, but that's what I'll be on. Make sure you want.
Girl, I can text you for an hour. You better
remember
like that.
dad only gave us limited time computer usage.
Yeah, but later on he opened up more.
No, but think about when I was if your dad said only 1 hour.
Damn, I don't know.
That's when we had
I remember that.
like dial-up internet when it was like you open the phone all year. It's like
Dude, I remember when we got DSL when I was in 6th grade. So you were in 8th grade.
yes.
So I got AIM in 7th grade for the same reason as this guy. Some girl that I liked was like, "Oh, what's your AIM? We should aim tonight." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm down. I'm down. Let's do it. Freaking do the AIM. You have all the color effects. You make it all pretty and shit." And then after that, I'm like, "Yo, this is Rizz. This is how you learn Rizz." You're just like typing away, and I think on AOL Instant Messenger, it was all girls for me. It was all girls. Sure. Only girls. Yeah. The only friend that I had was a guy, I'm pretty sure was like my brother and like my other guy best friend. Everyone else, all girls.
Do you know about AOL Instant Messenger?
Nah.
It's like Messenger. It's like Instagram DMs
Yeah.
almost.
Oh, okay. Because like when I was growing up, so like I think I was not attractive growing up, right? So I had no girls interested in me. And then I like there was a game called Movie Star Planet, and like you just like make a character, right? And then you would go on to be like a movie star, right? And you can date people there, and it was so funny.
I just thought about this. When you were growing up was when I graduated college.
Yeah,
Basically.
It's been that long.
that's crazy.
Damn, I'm old.
He was in sixth grade when you was out of college.
Damn, I'm old, bro. That was a time, bro. Like, didn't know how to text. And the thing was that, like, texting was already a thing. Because I remember, like, when I was a freshman and sophomore, I was literally, I don't know if people still do this in high school now, but they literally have their phones and they'd be, like, texting under the desk and everything. And I was watching everybody behind the text. I'm like, damn.
Why can't this be me?
Yeah, I was like, I wish I had a phone.
Yeah, and texting wasn't unlimited. It was like 10 cents a text or like a cent a text. Yeah. And then back then, because people were so worried, we didn't have the number, like the keyword pad. You'd be texting people like, how are you? And it'd be like the R, then you. I'll see you later, L8R, because people, they just want what you had literally had to press 111 555 666 to get the text that you wanted.
Yeah, you told me you spent a bunch of cents for progress.
Yeah, like 10 cents per text or something like that.
Later on, it was like, okay, you get 500 texts a month per line or some shit like that. It gradually increased over time, bro.
In my generation, like I literally watched like the growth of the cell phone.
Yeah.
I literally watched it from what like people like you have to be like upper middle class to get a cell phone to begin with.
Yes.
To not everybody. Now you have 12-year-olds with like elementary school kids with cell phones.
Yeah, but I think it's like also because of safety reasons, bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
Well, let me ask you something, because you've experienced like dating out for a long time and stuff like that. Do you think the phone, like cell phones, make it easier or harder to date people? In the what do you think?
I think it makes it easier.
You think it makes it easier?
Yeah, because like I'm not trying to like mail a girl. I'm like trying to ask her on a day. I'm like sending her like a Gmail. I'm like, hey girl, trying to come over tonight.
Hey.
Winky face.
Hey, it used to be, what's your house line? I'll call you from my house line, bro. I used to be talking to girls. I'll call your house.
Wait, you're right. I remember because like in the elementary school, right? I was talking to a girl, right? Yeah. And then like my mom was on the other side by accident. She picked it up and she was like saying some Vietnamese stuff. She's like, "Mun? What are you saying?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mom, I'm rizzing somebody else. Stop.
Mom, Rizz is somebody. No, it was 100% like that. I would just call people. I'd be like, Mom, Dad, don't use the phone right now. I'd call their house and I'd call their mom and they'd be like, hello? I'm like, is so-and-so there? Yeah, I'll get her in a second. It was like that type of shit. But I'm asking that because I feel like because we have social media and like text messages now, people are more likely to juggle like 5 people at once because it's easy to juggle 5 people once versus when we're in elementary school, you get that one girl, you got that one cell phone, they got that one phone number.
Put it on hold.
They put you on hold or something. Like you're more committed to one person. I feel like.
So what you're saying is that cell phones is a double-edged sword. It makes it easier, but
Yes.
it's also a detriment as well.
Yes, it makes it easier to talk to people, but because it's so easy to talk to people, you can talk to more people at once.
That is true. But also, I think about it this way. I think cell phones and texting and like, I guess video chat, I guess that's all cell phones. It makes it easier for long distance. So like before, without the cell phone, like your network of people that you can meet is a lot more like smaller.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas now, like because you have a cell phone, because you can text like unlimitedly and you can call, you can meet people and date people from all over.
And this man knows firsthand, Mr. RVA to NYC over here. I see you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of a double-edged sword. It opens up your network, but it also opens up your network as in
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
more options.
Like the whole thing when you were talking about juggling people, bro, that shit's tiring.
Yeah. Yeah. I will never do that again.
What was your biggest roster?
Oh God. Okay, probably like maybe double digit from like out of the state too.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right, okay, out of state is probably not so bad because you don't have to talk to them all the time.
No, wait, we did.
It was
bro.
even worse.
Yeah, no, cause like I had to travel too.
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
double digit, bro. You You was on some others. You was on some demon time.
Nah, bro. Like, okay, like you know, like if you grow up unattractive, right, and you go into this world, well, like you grow up unattractive because like in Chester,
yeah,
there's like a bunch of white people, and like we don't fit in.
Yeah,
And then you go into college, and there's just like so many Asian people, and they're like, "Oh, I think you're hot." And now even the white girls are like, "I love K-pop. I love you." And then you just go into this world like where you never eaten sweets before in your life, and now you're like feel like in the land of candy, bro.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then you just go too crazy.
I'm gonna say something real quick because you alluded to it. Since we all come from Richmond, right?
Yeah.
And you can agree with me or disagree with me. Did you grow up with a lot of Asian people? Nah, not really. Okay.
Wait, where'd you go to high school, if you don't mind me asking?
Thomasdale.
Wait, you went to Thomasdale?
What?
Yeah.
Bro, we did too.
We went to Thomasdale. What the fuck?
I'm from Chester too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm from like near Enon. But yeah, you know, like at Thomasdale, like my class, I was 1 out of 5 Asian people.
Yeah.
Out of like 500 people, right? 500, 600 people.
No, it's like this is like 1,000 now. Like Thomasdale grew,
Dang.
Your graduating class was 1,000 people.
or like it was close to it.
Jesus.
Okay.
Like, you know, like it was like close to like 3,000 kids, like, on both campuses.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god,
And it's only 5 Asian people?
fucking 5 Asian people.
No, I feel that 100%. You don't really get any attention from like girls or anything like that. So you're not used to it.
yeah.
No, I feel that.
You know, like one time I wrote like this. Well, my friend helped me write a letter to this girl, right? And it was like in elementary school. My friend delivered it for me, and then she ripped it without even reading it. She ripped that.
Damn.
That's so mean.
Y'all ruthless back in the day.
Bro, I was like, as a kid, I was like, why? What did I do to you?
Hey, you have more balls than me though, because when I was in middle school, I remember, or in elementary school, the cutest girl, literally, she was the cutest girl in elementary school. She was the cutest girl in middle school. Cutest girl. She didn't go to my high school, but she was one of the cutest girls. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm like in 4th grade. I just know I like talking to this girl all the time. And we're on the playground, and her friend asked me, "Do you like her?" I'm like, "What? No, no." And I just ran away, never talked to her again.
I know what you're talking about. Like in middle school, I dated this girl, right? Like for like a week, because like she liked me, right? And then I was like, okay, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend. Literally, when I went to class, they're like, "Are you dating this girl?" I'm like, "No," and then run away.
Yeah, you just run away. You're like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Dude, that's crazy. All right, so
But back to what you're saying about.
okay, since you're basically the same as that back girl, Rick, I feel like you will understand this. All right, this coming from an Asian American standpoint. Okay, I think that now that I'm in an area with a lot of Asian people, I see a big difference in like growing up around a lot of Asian people versus somebody like us who grew up with like almost no Asian people at all. I think that like those people who grow up with a lot of Asians have a higher sense of identity
Yeah.
growing up. So they have that Asian identity and they're more in tune with themselves and their community because they have those other people to connect with, right? And then, but because of that, I feel like, I may be wrong, but I feel like they become more cliquey.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just an observation I made. They become more cliquey and it's a little bit more like, yeah, cliquey's the word.
Click is the word.
Whereas opposed to us, where like, I barely even seen any Asian people. I see another Asian person like, oh my God, somebody like me, right? I feel like in that type of standpoint, like you spend so much time of your life growing up as a child, like with a sense of identity crisis because you're like, I look so different from all y'all, but at the same time, when you do integrate with other Asians, like I can't integrate with you from a non-appearance way because like I don't think the way you do. Because technically, I may look Asian, but I'm like white.
Yeah.
Because I grew up around other white people. I'm like a product of my community.
Yeah.
Right.
hard.
Or like
Yeah, it is hard.
I'm not Asian like internally.
Yeah.
Even the way I think is different. I think like the people in my community. And so like for me, I don't know if it's the same for you. Like growing up, I had the huge identity crisis. So like I shunned other Asian people. Right. And then once I did meet other Asian people, it was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to associate with y'all because like I where was y'all my entire life? Like I don't even know how to associate with you like that. But I will say like as you get older, you realize that was such a benefit because now you develop this sense of like being able to connect with anybody.
Yeah.
Now that I am in tune with my Asian side, it's like, dude, I meet another Asian person, like, what's good? Like
Yeah.
and like, it's like, I feel like I'm one of you, but then if I meet someone that's not Asian, it's like, what's good? I
Yeah.
feel with you too, because like I've experienced both sides now. It's a benefit to grow up as an Asian person, grow up around other non-Asians in general.
I agree 100%. 100%. It sucks when you're a kid. It sucks a lot, right? Because you, like you said, you're like, where are you? But later on, it definitely benefits a lot. Because I noticed it too. With people that grow up around predominantly Asian people, they don't really want to or care to like, even like explore non-Asian stuff. Versus Jesse and I, we'll do like random stuff, just not non-Asian stuff all the time. Talk to people who aren't non-Asian all the time. Like it doesn't bother us. We're not like, we're not pigeonholed. You're probably the same way. You're like, oh, I could talk to whoever. I don't care. Like if you're cool, you're cool.
Yeah, I think like being like in like a big area of like non-Asian people, for me it made me feel like I was always longing to fit in somewhere.
Yeah.
But I fit in nowhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because like the Asian people, I wasn't Asian enough, but like the white people are like, I'm not white.
Yeah.
I can't fit in.
But I'll tell you what though, in growing up around like environments where you're like a minority and such, like you're like the only Asian,
Yeah,
I think in the end it makes you more unique.
it does.
It makes you more unique because now you're like, I think it's like a trauma response where you're like, I never fit in. So it gets to a point in your life like it's you know what, that doesn't even matter anymore. I don't care about fitting in no more. I'm just gonna be me.
Yeah,
And then you allow your individualism to shine and you become like truly who you are. And you're able to basically be more yourself and without like the judgment of others. Like you say, like stop caring what people think about you, right?
Yeah.
I think when you're such an outsider your entire life, you're like, man, it's great to be an outsider.
Yeah.
I don't need to be like you. I'm me. And you're more comfortable with it because you're basically been that way your entire life.
Two things you mentioned is like, though, on the flip side though, because you're so used to, you're like a chameleon now. I know that sounds really random, but you basically go to any friend group, and since you've experienced so much, you know how to like talk to them.
You're like a jack of all.
Yeah, you're a jack of all trades. You know exactly like what to say versus what not to say. And then the second thing you mentioned, I've experienced, I know what you're talking about. The second thing, you mentioned something. You like, imagine you growing up around all predominantly Caucasian people and you're not really seen as attractive. Then you go to college or you go to a place where you're suddenly super attractive, right? You're like, why am I going to stop at one when I can have like 10, right? That's why you was juggling like 10 people on a roster, I'm just saying. But like, I feel you 100%, and it's hard, and it's really hard. But like that, I think everyone experiences that. Just like one day when you start making hella bread, right? You're like, why am I going to just spend a little bit of bread? If I got all this bread, I'm going to spend all this bread. So it's like that with everything.
We talked about earlier, what is the difference? Do you think it's harder to date outside, in college or after college? That's another one too. When after college, you got bread, you could date a different caliber of person.
Yeah.
The people that you date is on a different caliber than what you dated in college.
And there's just more, bro. I'm telling you, there's just more.
Nah, bro. I see the sugar mamas on my Hinge account. I see the 27-year-old.
Yeah, you have your range that high to 27?
No, I just can't change it, bro. I just can't change it.
You say you're a senior in college, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions. We're going to end it, right?
Yeah.
I want to hear what your craziest story from college is.
That you can say.
I can say.
Yeah. What's your craziest story from college?
Okay, freshman year, right? It was COVID year. And then I got my heart broken. Then second semester, I got all these tattoos, right? And then out of nowhere, I made a couple of TikToks, you know? It blew up. My TikTok started blowing up, and I was getting like 1,000 followers a day, right? And it never hit to a lot, right? Like I got like 10K before I deleted it. Like, then like this girl like followed me on TikTok and Instagram, and then I was like, she was from Florida, and then like out of nowhere, I just like DM'd her. I was like, yo, do I know you? And she was like, no. And I was like, where the fuck did you come from then? And then she was like, probably just like TikTok or something. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I just like tried my best to like flirt with her, right? And then I don't know what I did, right? But then out of nowhere, I flew to Florida.
To see her?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was great. And she like, we got like a hotel room. Like we got like food. We like, and then you know.
As a freshman too.
Was she
Yeah.
older or younger?
She was younger. She was like, I was 19 and then she was 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy, yo.
Yeah, she was driving me around.
The
I was like, damn, this life is great.
interstate Rizz right there.
Damn.
But that's not like the first time it happened. Like I went to like a bunch of different places because of that. Like same reason.
Miss King of Rizz over here.
I'm not gonna lie, that it is the best. It is the best when you do that because you're like, I'm free. I can do what the heck you want. But did you meet any of her friends? Let me ask you that.
Yeah, I did.
Is it weird or not? Is it weird? Did they ask you like, oh, so when do you want to come out again and stuff like that? Did they ever say anything like that or nah?
Yeah, and I was like, never again.
Peace out.
I agree.
Peace out.
I
You
agree.
see me one time and one time only.
I agree 100%, man. That whenever they ask that question, you're like, ah.
No, like,
That's-
I think there was like one time I went like I traveled like 2 times for a person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is like, it was nice. But then I just wasn't ready for anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel
You're
you.
young. You're young. It
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
You're very, very young, man. So it's okay.
Yeah. And then, but I was like, dang, these places I get to travel, I'm like, damn, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great. And it's just like, we're in a day and age where everything is like kind of equal. Where like, okay, like for like my generation, it's like guys can pay for one date and then a girl pay for the next. And then that happens, I'm like, and like, so like, I would like go there, right? And they like buy food for me. I'm like, and like, I'm a foodie, man. I'm a whore for food. So I'm just like eating this food. I was like, oh, thank you so much. Even though I just spent like $120, $200 on the
On a
plane.
plane ticket, 100%.
And like they buy me food. I'm like, and then give me housing. I'm like, and I get to meet everyone. I'm like, this is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your craziest story. Do you have any regrets from college?
Yeah, I think like with like relationships, I think like after like I got my heart broken like my first year, the very next relationship, you know how like when one thing bad happened to you, you just try to do like the complete opposite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happened.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're basically putting your trauma on that person.
Yeah, and then like I end up like hurting them really bad. right?
Projecting.
Yeah, I was projecting, and like, I had like I was like going through things where I was like, I was feeling like very sad, and I was feeling like so empty inside, and I had like, it kept growing more and more because like I was going through like death in the family, death like through my friends and all that, and then I just never had someone to talk to. Right, me and my roommate, he found a girlfriend like right after that happened. So he was good, right? But then I was like, damn, this motherfucker left me. This man left me behind. How am I supposed? I need someone too, man. So then it was like definitely me being selfish and then hurting people that like I did care about, right, a lot.
Mhm.
But in my mind, during those times, I think like the only person I cared about was myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was like my biggest regret. It's probably like one of my friends told me this was like, you're a good person, you just haven't found yourself yet.
It's true.
Yeah, and I think like that's like what's like pushing me to like, I don't know how to say it,
Be a better person.
be a better person, but like have like goals in mind, but like do things where it doesn't hurt other people too,
Mhm.
and that's like what I would do.
Okay. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Final question. Since you're about to graduate college, right? Do you have like anxiety?
Oh
Because
hell
you're
yeah!
about to graduate college. All right. Is there any question that you would like to ask me and Jay, since we're basically 10 years out from graduating college,
Yeah.
to basically might ease your anxiety? Or maybe if there's questions that you have that somebody who's watching who's also about to graduate college
Yep.
might want to ask.
How long did it take you guys to find a job after college?
Well, I started applying. I'll go first with this one. I started applying for jobs probably now. Like if I was about to graduate
I'm already
in
applying
May,
already.
yeah, I started applying now. I didn't get hired until April.
Dang.
I didn't get hired till April, and I was about to graduate till May. But I'll give you one advice: is even if you get the job, keep applying.
Yeah.
Keep applying and keep listening to people, because I got an offer and I immediately stopped and went on cruise control, and then another company offered me, and they were even a better company. I should have actually listened to them, like heard them out. So I would just say keep applying
Okay.
for sure, and just like, take every opportunity.
just start yesterday. If you're a senior in college, start applying yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm applying, bro. I'm applying.
And I will say it this way: I'm not a smart guy. Okay, I'm not very book smart. My GPA was not that great. You have to apply to like an insane amount of jobs, especially in today's job market.
Yeah.
Since we're kind of like in like a
lull
lull right now,
Yeah.
right? I'll say it this way: I applied to 168 jobs my senior year. 168, and I only got 2 interviews, and I only got the job for 1.
Yep.
I only got 1 offer, and I got that offer 2 weeks before graduation.
Yep. Same.
See, I didn't even know I was coming to DC until literally 2 weeks before I was graduating. I was like, I was low key kind of depressed. Like, dang, man, I've been here for 5 years. I have to go back to my hometown,
Bro.
I was low key freaking out. And I said I was never coming back.
I don't want to go back to.
No, dude, that's how I was thinking. I was in the same boat as my brother. I was freaking out. I was like, dude, I'm just gonna stay here for another year. I'm gonna get my MBA. I'm gonna do something. I was like, dude, this is because I was like you. It was rough, man. But like Jesse says, just apply. I think apply to like equal amount.
Yeah.
Every single like, does VCU have like a job portal or something like that?
Honestly, I do not know.
Or if you can, if they don't, it's okay. You just literally every moment you can apply to a place. Even if you think you're not gonna get it, just apply. Who cares?
I have some things that I would like to tell you as a recent graduate. Okay, that things that like I wish I would have done.
Yeah.
When I was graduating. Okay, first thing is stop giving a fuck what anybody thinks about you, and do whatever the hell you want. Whatever you want, go for it. Okay, don't worry about like, hey, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Just go do it. Right? Don't be afraid of failure, and just go after what you want. And Jay can expand on that if you want, because he's the king of that stuff.
What?
Just going after what you want and stop being afraid to do it.
Yeah, 100%. Because in the end, most of the time, dude, whether you win or lose, you learn something from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. We did the modeling shoot, right? Yeah. Or the modeling raw. What? It might have went by terrible. Absolutely god awful. But guess what? We linked up. You know what I mean? We're cool now. We met a lot of people there. So regardless of how bad that thing went, there's always some positive to take from it. Regardless how low you think you are, dude, it could be lower. And you already do gratitude stuff, right? Like, do you use like, what do you call like the 5-minute journal? You ever heard of that?
No, I just journal.
Okay, you just journal. Even better. Like that helps a ton because it helps you realize it doesn't make you dwell on failures. Because I know Asian parents, they're like, why'd you do this? This is so bad. So it makes you so afraid to fail. But honestly, yeah, who gives a F about failures? If it helps, I don't know if you've done it yet, talk to your mom and dad.
Oh, no, I have. Yeah.
It helps a ton. Like, I wish I did that when I was like younger, 20, 21. Talk to them actually about life, not like kept it so surface level.
Yeah.
Because once you talk to them, they realize like they really aren't angry at you or want the worst, or like not the worst. They're not angry at you all the time. They're not as controlling as you think. They just really care about you, and it just comes off as anger because their parents probably projected that on them. So once you talk to them about it, I'm sure they will understand.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely started talking to my parents about stuff like that, and it does help.
To expand on that, my final thought is he's talking about like failure. There's no such thing as failure. Why? Because I just believe this, right? Other people may not agree with me, but I think everything that happens to you happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You talk about like you were such a bad person, you broke somebody's heart. Well, guess what? In my opinion, I think that you were meant to be that person, because if you never became that person, you would not have like escalated to the point where you are now. Like, you know what? I want to be a better person. You might be doing worse stuff. So I think that when it comes down to it, I think everything happens for a reason, and there's no such thing as failures, only stepping stones to the next thing. Because if you think about your life, like you said, you've been in some dark places, right? You've been really, really sad. Right now, are you better?
Yeah.
You overcame it, right?
Yeah.
So basically, in the future, there's nothing you can't overcome.
Yeah. And if you ever get those thoughts again, you've experienced it already. So you're like, oh, I know how to get myself out of this. So
it's definitely like you just have to push through it.
yeah.
Exactly. So like hypothetically, you're gonna get a job before you graduate. Okay. Hypothetically, if you get to a point where you don't, guess what? Don't worry about it. It will take care of itself, because you never know what like opportunity will come your way because you didn't get that job that you would have gotten, whatever. Everything will work out for you. And like for work, life, women, all that stuff, everything will always work out for you to your benefit.
Yeah.
Everybody has a 100% success rate. Just don't dwell in the past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
But that's pretty much it.
Okay, sweet.
Anything else? Any other question?
Not really.
Thoughts, Jay?
No, that was a good one.
All right.
that's
This was fun.
Yeah. See,
Just-
if you didn't go to the modeling stuff,
Yeah,
even-
right?
like I said, like me, when Sherry asked, I mean, when my friend or like hooked us up with that stuff, I was like, should I do this?
Yeah, I was like, should I do this? And I was like, dude, F it. I don't know who the heck I'm gonna meet.
Yeah,
Like we had another friend. We were like, dude, you should go. He's like, nah, I don't know. I was like, okay, fine. We went. We were like,
Yeah.
F it. We'll just go. And Jesse and I were like the oldest people there. Were like, man, F it. Who
Yeah.
cares?
We had another friend who was supposed to be there. He's like 6'3", and he's like, yeah, he was supposed to be there, but he turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but then, like I said, I'm glad now because we would not be sitting and having this conversation
Right.
if we didn't go.
Yeah,
And like I said, no expectation. It's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go with it, have fun with it.
yeah,
If it leads to something, at least it's like it led to this.
yeah.
Bro, I wasn't even supposed to be in Sherry's show either.
Oh really?
Yeah, like I went to like the fitting, the casting stuff, and then like Sherry out of nowhere is like, I want more Asian people here. Put your name and contact here. I was like,
I was the Asian thing.
I get it. Okay. But anyways, we'll we coming up on time, so we can end it there for today. But thanks, Mike.
of course.
Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.
Bye bye.